So this is our day 3 on learning um, basics of test automation. And we have already talked about we should learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then let's say a programming language. If you can use Java, thoroughly you should learn about core Java part and then learn Selenium. Don't directly jump to learning Selenium part. So today we are going to talk about CSS part, and for the reference, I am using CSS chapters from here. And let's understand what is CSS first of all. So CSS is the language we use to style an HTML element. So when we say style, it is about look and feel, okay? How the background color should be for any element. What should the font style be, right? Where it should be visible, whether it should be disabled, those things. Okay? And if I'll go here, there are different chapters about how to work on this. And let's see this example. And it's very easy thing. CSS is not difficult thing. Okay. So for example, let's say in our program itself, which we have created, if you see here, head is there, title is there, body is there, and some heading is there, correct? Let me delete at this part. I don't want these things as of now. So there is heading, and then there is a anchor tag. Let's assume that we want to change the color of the, what do we say, background color of the body. Okay, or the color of the body part, means the entire website should be with some color. So how to do that? So for that, you can use style tag and you can put your code there related to style. You see here in the head, you can put style and then you can put something. So I'll explain this thing. So in the head, you can say style, start with the style and end with the style. And in between that, you can talk about, you know, what are the elements where you want to see colors and everything. So I want to talk about body. So you can simply say body, and then you can decide the properties of body. So for the body, if I want background color, I can use it like this. Background color, colon, and then the value of that color, and it should work. So I just made a change, something like this. And let's go to the website. We will refresh it. See here, this color is changed. Now, can I make it yellow? Simply. So if I'll save this, I'll refresh this. Yes, the color is changed. Now let's say I want to change the color of this heading. So what I should do is simply, so body is a tag name. See here. So I want to change the color of that body, right? Now if I want to change the color for any heading, I will say H1, curly bracket. Now I can decide the properties. So I will say color. I'm just checking. Even I'm not very good on CSS part. Color red. Save this. And if I'll refresh this, see here, it's coming in red color. I can make it green. Save this. Refresh the page. See here, it's coming in green color. So one of the way is you have to tell what you want to change. It's very simple. Style. I want to style body. So what are the properties of the body? You can change. And there are a lot of things, not just background color. This is just an example. about color part. Okay. Let's do something new. Let's say there is a button. Okay. And we want to change it. So you can say button. Let's create a button. So button tag is button simply. Button and button close. Okay. And here if I say, I'll put something. Let's say submit. Okay. Let's see how it will be visible. Submit. See here, it has come. Submit. And I want to make it bigger. Let's say I want to put the background color of the submit button and all, right? So what I can do is I will go here and I will say button. And for the button, I want a particular color, right? So I can say color light green. Let's see whether this will work or not. So if I refresh this, yes. So text color, if you see, it's light green. Correct. See here, submit button has light green. Yes. But background color, let's say I want to make red. So I will say, I'm copying this thing. So there is a particular syntax, right? You have to understand it. So red, save this. So refresh this. See here, the background is red. The foreground text is light green. And let's say I want to change the size. So even I don't know what to put, right? It's like pixels, height, width. Let me try. HEIGHT, height 50. 50 is like 50 pixel. Okay. And width colon 49. Let's make it 90. Okay. Even I am not sure whether this will work or not. Okay. I am doing a refresh. Yes, it's working. So somebody has asked, what if there will be multiple buttons? So the answer is, for all the buttons, it will be same, red and light green. But now the question is, what if I want one button as smaller and one button as bigger, right? That's the question. Good question. Let's try that. What I'm saying is, let's create another button. So there is a submit button and there will be a cancel button. So I'll make it. Okay. Now, problem is, if I see here, there are two buttons, submit and cancel. Both are looking exactly same. But I don't want it should be like this. For cancel, I want red color. And for submit, let's say I want blue color in the background. Right? Now, you have to identify this element by its property. So what we have done as of now is, we have said, okay, there is a button, and for all the button, this should work, right? The button, this is the style for the button. Now, here you can provide, if you want to change for a particular button, you can give ID for this. So ID, to identify any element uniquely, ID is equals to, you can give ABC, anything, right? ABC. Let's say I'm writing button ID is equals to ABC. Now, I can identify any button through its ID also. So here I will write hash ABC. Okay. Hash is a shortcut for ID. Okay. So how it will do it, when it will reach to style tag, it will say, okay, you have written hash ABC, means it will find where is the element where the ID is ABC. And based on that, whatever you will put, it will work. So for example, for submit button, I want to change something. So here I have put it for submit, right? Yeah, for submit, we have given ID is ABC. So let's change something here. Color is light green, but background color make a blue for a change. Height, let's change the height 20 and width is 100. Just let's check it what will happen. So I'm going back to this and I will do a refresh. See here, submit button, background color is different now. Okay, so let's do something else. We will create checkboxes now and we will do some styling. So in the body part, in the body, here I want to create multiple checkboxes and I'll explain about these lines, what it is. And it's not very difficult, you know, they have written a lot of things. You don't have to write everything here. So it's like it's saying input type is equals to checkbox. So this is the code which will create a checkbox. Okay. ID giving, providing ID, name, value is optional. Okay. So if I'll go to the website, it will look like this. I have a bike, I have a car, I have a boat. It's coming here, right? So if you want to make it in the next line, after cancel button, you should put BR. So you can say /BR, which will change the line basically. And if I go here, see here. Now, what we did here is there are optional things. You don't have to provide value. It's not mandatory. You don't have to provide name, I think. Let's see whether it is required. Yeah, it's not required. So I can delete these things. Okay. Even if you will not provide this, this will work. So how this is working? So it's like input type is equals to checkbox. So this will create one checkbox. We are providing an ID. ID is vehicle 1. ID is like to identify a checkbox. This is for the development side code. It's not necessary. It's optional. But why we are doing it? Because based on the ID, we can put its label also. So label is for that particular checkbox, we want a text like I have a bike, like this. Okay. So this is creating checkboxes. Let's assume that I want to change the middle checkbox like some colorful thing. Maybe I want to make it green, something like this, right? So what we can do is, you know the ID of that checkbox, go to the style and here say hash that ID, and now you want to give a color. So I will say color, let's say green. Green. Let's see whether this is working. And if I click here, no, is it coming in the red, green color? I don't know. In yellow, you know, it's very difficult to identify what color it is. So let me give it some background color also. So that will make sense. I will say background color blue, but checkbox color will be red, because these are, you know, easily identifiable. So if I click here, no, it's not working. Maybe because we said it like this, label for this is this equal to. So we have to understand whether we can do this thing or not for a checkbox, whether it is allowed or not, or are we doing in the right way, right? But this is the way to do it. Right? Let's see some other example. we'll do this checkbox part later on. Let's say there is a text box. So we'll say input. We'll say input type is equal to text. Okay. And ID is equals to username. Okay. And I'll ask you someone to username. I'm asking what is the username? Question mark. So this is the simple text. It will show as it is. Okay. And I'll change the line here. So /br is to change the line. And let's see what it is showing me as of now. So this is creating me a text box. Let's assume that I want whoever will write something here, the color of that text should be bold and it should be with green color. Let's try that. Can I do that? So ID is username. In the style, I can go, I'll say hash that ID, and I will say color is green. Okay, let me try this, refresh. And if I write anything here, see here, it's coming in red color. Sorry, green color. And now I will say that whatever will come here should be in bold form. Okay. So I don't know how to do that. I will simply Google it for that, because you know, in the style there are a lot of things: font family, font type, you know, text alignment, right, center, font size, a lot of things are there. So I want to check how to make it bold, correct? So I will simply search in Google that bold font set for text box CSS, something like this. So you have to say font weight. Okay, you have to say font weight set to bold. Okay, let's see this. So what they are saying is, it's like this: make it font weight value is bold. Let's try this now. I'm going back, and if I'll writing here, see here, now it's coming in bold font. Correct. So this is how websites are developed. It's not a big deal. One by one, you have to learn about different type of elements. Okay. And based on the ID or class name, you can change something. So let's create Dropdown. For Dropdown, it is select. So you have to create, let's say, here I'll change the line /br, and I'll ask, what is your city? City, question mark, and you have to make select. So select is another tag you can use to create drop-down list. Select, and inside that you can provide option. So I'll say option. Option is another tag which you have to use inside select. So option, and option should be closed. Option. And we will have, let's say, three options to select from the city. One is, let's say, Chennai, and another is Mountain View, and another is, let's say, Delhi. Okay. And if I go to my website, I'll refresh this. See here, drop-down has come. Chennai, Mountain View, Delhi. It's there. So to create the drop-down, the code is very simple. It's like select. How simple it is. And it is more of English like, you know, tags, you know, words. Select. Select is something related to selecting from different options, right? So option is this. If you want something to be selected by default, I think you have to write select, selected. I'm not able to remember, but you can write selected is equals to true. So let's see whether, so mountain view will be by default selected. Yes, see here. Sometimes, you know, there are default selections. So mountain view is by default selected. So you can say selected is equals to true. In the same way, for checkbox, if you want something to be checked by default, I think you can write checked. Checked is equals to true. I'm just guessing now. Refresh. See here. By default, I have by. That one is selected. So you have to say selected is equals to true or checked is equals to true for checkbox. Fine. This is about one by one learning. So this is about element. We forgot to put again about CSS. Let's continue on the CSS part. Okay, so what are the things you can do in CSS? You can set background color, you can set color, and color is not just what we say color name. There are coding also. So for example, if I right click and inspect this, there are hex code also for colors. Let me show you what I'm saying. Just a minute. So for example, if I hover over this, this shows light green colors, but I believe there is a way. Okay, color coding. Let's Google. Color codes in HTML. So color codes, there are color chart basically. So yeah, so color is made of, you know, 0 to 255. So R is 255, green is 87, B is 51. So it is showing you like what is the meaning of this hash code. So there are different ways if you want to give the color. I am just searching for the example. Yes. So this is RGB. So the, you know, in web, actually, any color is a mixture of red, green, or blue. It's like this. For example, let's play with that submit button as well. Where was that? Yeah, let's say this button. Instead of giving background color as red, I can say RGB 2059292. So if I go here and I check, see here, the background color of this is changed, right? If I'll say, I think 000 is either black or white. I forgot. So if I give 000, it's purely black. And if I'll give 255, 255, 255, it must be white. So there are combinations. 0 to 255. Shades of red. Shades of red is from 0 to 255. Then shades of green will be 0 to 255. And then blue shades are 0 to 255. You can give the different weightage of the colors. So for example, if I make it 255, 00, I think it should be purely red. I'm just guessing. It should be purely red. Yes. Now, if I want to increase the weightage of, let's say I want to put, I want to mix some green color into red. So I will say, let's say 100. So now red part is 255, green part is 100, blue is 0. I don't want to mix blue. So it's actually mixing colors. When you paint something, right? in the canvas or you do the drawing and you want to color it, you mix the color, correct? So it's like mixing the color. There is red, purely red. There is a, 100 portion of like green. The weightage of green is 100, blue is 0. So it's like mix of red or green as of now. So it will look like this. Looks like this. Okay. And as well as here also in the color, you can give hex codes. So every color has its own coding also. So this one, salmon color is this, dark salmon. There are a lot of examples. Let's do some random thing. So if I'll copy this and I'll say this hash and this is again colors. So if I'll make it instead of 5C, what if I write 5A? And instead of CD, if I say A, okay. I don't want to go into detail about this because this is the this will be the work of UI designers, right? UI developers. But basic idea is color. You can even give the colors red, green, blue, or there are coding for color coding for mixing red, green, and blue color. Okay. So this is called styling. The style can be given in the element itself. So it's possible that you create something and you want to put style in that element itself. That is also possible. So for example, let's create another text box. So if I say input type is equals to text. And here also I can say style and I can continue. So let's see. Inline styling, that is called inline styling. Okay. So let's Google it. For everything we Google, because I'm not able to recall actual syntax of it. I know the concept. So inline styling in HTML. Let's see some examples. So it's like this. You can put style. Yes. So let me see some example. This one I was talking about this. So you can then and there say, what is my style for that element? One way is you will say in the head part enclosed by style tag. Here what we are doing, right? Another thing is you can then and there also decide. So here I am saying is I can say for this particular text box, my color should be blue. It's like this. If I go again to the website, refresh it. See here, a new text box has come, and whatever I'm writing, it's coming in blue color. Fine. So you can decide the style while defining the element itself. But it doesn't look good because there will be a lot of things will come otherwise. So it's better to keep the style part separated from the element description. So that's about CSS, and it's very interesting, guys. There are a lot of things making it aligning to the center, spacing between two elements, how many pixels should be there from the right margin, left margin, up side, bottom side, lot of things to learn about CSS. Okay. So that's about our agenda today to learn about CSS. I will repeat one assignment which we have given yesterday is you have to complete this. Okay, I have given this assignment that use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript knowledge to complete this assignment. And you can take a screenshot if you have not taken.